Children, let us continue the lesson quality. We stopped there where the Gessler brother was expressing the bad and sad condition of the quality shoemakers, how the firms, the companies, the industries, and big firms, um, by their advertisement, take away the people who love to have the quality shoes which are made by the best shoemakers like them. It's in page number 29. So once when the narrator, by absent-minded, he went to his shop wearing the shoes which are bought from the firm. So seeing that, the shoemaker, that is Gessler brother, expressed his sadness. So that was the first time he heard something. He talked about his hardships of his trade. There we stop, page number 29. They get it all. He is talking about the firm. He said they get it by advertisement, not by work. So he is expressing the bitter experience in his business, in his trade. So see, the firm people, the industry people, by good advertisement, they attract the people by their advertisement, and they get it by advertisement, not by work. Their work is not perfect. Even then, people like to buy those shoes which are made by the firm because of the advertisement. So people are attracted by the advertisement, not by the good work. They take it away from us who love our boots. So he is very much um, feeling bad for those people who are attracting the people's heart, those people who love our boots, the people who love the shoes which are made by the quality shoemakers, are attracted by the advertisement. It comes to this presently nowadays because the narrator is narrating the incident, or giving the picture of the condition of the people who lived in that industrialization time. So during the industrialization, many people suffered, especially middle class people suffered a lot because of the um, industrialization. So many trade affected. One of those trades which are affected in during that time is shoe making, also the people who were making shoes, and the skilled people were affected. Mainly the skilled people were affected. And presently means that time he is talking about that. Nowadays these people are taking away the people who love to wear the shoes made by us by their advertisement. That is the point. I have no work. So he is expressing his bad condition of his business. Because of these industries, we are losing our work. I am not having any work. People are not coming to us to give order. Every year it gets less, you will see. So this is the condition now presently also, because of the big firms, big industries. So many skilled people are affected. The laborers are affected. So many people who depend on their work, craftsmen and artists are affected. So here nowadays I am not getting any work. Every year it is getting down and down. And looking at his lined face, I saw things. And when he was expressing his disappointment of losing his work, and his face was full of lines and the sadness. I had never noticed before bitter things and bitter struggle. So On his face, the narrator could read the bitterness of his struggle. So how we people are struggling to have meal, and what do you mean say our work is affected because of the big firms. That struggle which they are going through um, is expressed on his face because of the lion face. And what a lot of gray has. So the narrator looking closely, and he could see lot of gray hair. Gray hairs represents that worriness also. There seemed suddenly in his red beard. So he could see the gray hair also. As best I could, I explained the circumstances of the purchase of those ill-omened boots. So the narrator was very much what you can say, he felt very bad that why did I wear this shoes today. And he was explaining the shoemaker, that Gessler brother, that this shoe I bought it in emergency, this imperfect shoe. And he was very much feeling bad, and telling him that, making him to understand that I always love to wear the shoes which you made for me, and I love to have that only. But this shoe I bought it in an emergency, and I don't forget your quality shoes. That's what he wanted to express and tell him. But his face and voice made so deep impression that during the next few minutes I ordered many fares. But the Gessler brother was not accepting, and he was feeling very bad. Such a good customer also being attracted by the firm. That's what he was feeling. So when the narrator could feel that the Gessler brother is feeling very bad for the firms, and the people who are not coming to him and going and buying the firm shoes, and immediately he changed his mind. What the narrator says that here, but his face and voice made so deep impression that during the next few minutes, in few minutes, I ordered many pairs. So seeing his condition, seeing his pathetic feeling, that sympathized on him, and he said that, give me more, make me more shoes. And he ordered him to make many pairs. And Nemesis fell. Nemesis means that is goddess of revenge. So Nemesis fell. That means he is alas, it's a bad, and he wants to say that what you can say, Nemesis means here he wants to express his um, what he could not do that way. Alas, they lasted more terribly. Unfortunately, what he wants to say, unfortunately. So he ordered many shoes. Unfortunately, that shoes which he ordered and which he made for him last more terribly than ever. It was very good. He made such a good quality shoes, and it went for many years, and I was not able conscientiously to go to him for nearly 2 years. So 2 years the narrator did not go to the Gessler brothers shop to order shoes. When at last I went, I was surprised to find that outside one of the two little windows of the shop, another name was painted, also that of bootmaker making, of course for the royal family. So he was not, he did not show any, what you can say, care or great interest to go to the shop. So for 2 years he did not go to his shop at all. So after 2 years, when he went there, he was surprised to see the shop outside. So there were two shops. Now, one of the two little windows of his shop, another name was painted. So one shop was taken by other person. So other name was written on that, and it's their shop name was also there. So two shops they now have they are having only one now. So outside he could see that out of those two shops, one shop is taken by someone and the other name board was there. The old familiar booths no longer in dignified isolation. So because of those windows were taken by other shopkeeper, and the royal shoes which were kept in the window was not in an isolation, were huddled in the single window because they kept it in a such a mm, displayed in such a way that will always give a good look. But now as it is in the smaller place they kept it, it was not looking, it was not displayed in a good way. Inside the now contracted well of the one little shop was more scented and darker than ever. So, as two shops were so little spacious, and this scent of that leather would be um, what you can say, um, not so concentrated, it will be spreaded to little more space. As the shop is becoming narrow and smaller, so the smell of that or the scent of that is more concentrated and also darker. The area is become smaller, so it is darker than ever, and it was longer than usual too. Before a face peered down, and the no longer than also, so it is narrow, it has become narrow. And before the person has come up, so always he said no, he has the narrator would sit at the bench as if he is sitting in the church bench. So before the person come up, he could hear the tip top of the um, sound of that staircase when he was coming up, and it was longer than usual. He was taking much time to come. Longer than usual means the narrator stayed there for longer till the Gessler brother comes. That means the Gessler brother took more time than before. Before a face peered down and the tip tap of the vast slippers began. At last he stood before me. So that Gessler brother took much time, more time than ever, and at last he stood before him, and gazing through those rusty eyes, like that rusty spectacles he wore, and he was looking at him and recognized his face, the narrator's face, and he said, "You, Mister, isn't it?" And he took the name of the narrator. So he was recollecting the name of the um, narrator and recognized him, and he uttered his name. "Oh, Mr. Gessler." So the narrator also expressed his love to him. I stammered, "But your boots are really too good, you know." So he said that 2 years he didn't come, no? So he said that what you have made was so good. And see, these are quite decent still. Still I'm wearing this, how it is looking. See that he was showing it because he was so happy. And I stretched out to him my boot. He looked at it. So he was showing his shoes which he was wearing by stretching out his foot. And yes, he said. So Gessler brother was seeing that and he was happy. Yes, it is. People do not want good foods, boots, it seems. So the Gessler brother says that yes, it is looking so good and it is a quality one. But I think people are not liking the good boots. To get away from his reproachable eyes and voice, I hastily remarked, "What have you done to your shop?" So he was keep expressing his disappointment. That is, reproachful means disappointment. Why it is happening to me? Like that, he was feeling very bad for the business. So when he was feeling so bad and that bitter feeling he is expressing, the narrator wanted to divert his disappointment. Immediately he changed that talk, and he is talking about and asking about, "What have you done with your shop?" He answered quietly, "It was too expensive. Running two shops without much work giving rent is not possible. So the Gessler brother was expressing his uh, loss in the business. Do you want some woods? So he talks less always. So immediately he wants to get the order. I ordered 3 pairs, though I had only wanted 2. So the narrator went there to order 2 boats, but seeing the pathetic condition and the poor income of that Gessler brother, he ordered 2. Instead of 2, he ordered 3. And quickly I left. So he was feeling very bad how these people are suffering. I do not know quite what feeling of being part in his mind of a conspiracy against him, or not perhaps so much against him as against his idea of good. So I didn't want him to think much about his disappointment and express his disappointment and sadness and sorrow. Immediately the narrator left the shop. One does not, I suppose, care to feel like that. So the narrator is having this sympathy with the um, empathy with the shoemaker, that Gessler brother. So it should not happen to anybody else. Anyone should not go through this kind of suffering in their life. So I suppose cat to feel like that, for it was again many months before my next visit to his shop, paid I remember, with the feeling, oh well, I can't leave the old boy. So here goes, perhaps it will be his elder brother. So, oh well, then again he was going to, after a few months, he is going to meet that Gessler brother. So, for his elder brother, I knew had not character enough to reproach me, even dumbly. So, when he entered that, he was seeing that person, he is looking like his elder brother. He never talks much and he never expresses his disappointment. He is very quiet, as if he never um, even dumbly, so he will not speak at all. So, and to my relief, in the shop there it appeared to be his elder brother handling a piece of leather. So he said that this time his elder brother is there, so the younger brother will not. So he wanted to give order to his elder brother, appeared to his elder brother handling a piece of leather. Well, Mr. Gessler, I said, how are you? So he is wishing that brother. He came close and peered at me. So when he greeted the elder brother, the elder brother was coming closer and watching the narrator. And I am pretty well. I'm pretty well. Good, he said slowly. But my elder brother is dead. I'm okay, but my elder brother passed away. He is no more. He's dead. And I saw that it was indeed himself. So after he said that my elder brother is dead, then the narrator watched him carefully, and indeed he was the younger brother with whom he gives order always. But how aged and wan! Now this time he is looking so weak, wan, thin, and very aged. And never before had I heard him mention his brother. Never these two brothers talk about other brother. No? So this younger brother never talks about the elder brother. Elder brother, when he gets the order only, he will say that I'll ask my brother. But younger brother always gets the order whenever he gives order. This time he's talked about his elder brother, because he lost his dear brother. Much shocked, I murmured, "Oh, I'm sorry." So immediately the narrator expressed his sorry. Sir, I'm so sorry to hear that your brother passed away. Yes, he answered. He was a good man. He made a good boat, but he is dead. So he expressed his love towards his brother. He is a good man. But he was a good man, but he made a good shoes, but he is no more. And he touched the top of his head, like that touched his head, where the hair had suddenly gone as thin as it had been on that of his poor brother, to indicate, I suppose, the cause of death. So he was, she saying that, see, I lost my hair because that bothers him. He could not get over losing the other shop. So he is telling that the, he is telling why his elder brother died. Reason for that. So what is the reason he is telling here? He says that because we lost the one shop, we were not able to manage both the shop. Our income went very low, so we could not give rent to two shops. So when my elder brother, thinking that, he was feeling very bad and he died. So here again and again the narrator is giving us how the people who love to do their work, who love to maintain their art, are oppressed by the industrialization and want any boots. And immediately he asked for the order, do you want any boots? And he held up the leather in his hand. It is a beautiful piece. So as usual, he held up a piece of leather in his hand and showing to the narrator that it is a piece, this piece is very good leather. So see that. So he is going to get order. Now here we stop. We'll continue in the next class.